Hey pretty girl, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I got this beautiful gelx set. Definitely one of my favorite sets to date, and we're doing it step by step. This one is for my DIY girlies. If you want to know how to do it, then keep on watching. Okay, let's get right into this tutorial. Here are my inspo pics for reference, but before I start, I just want to let you guys know that all of the products that I use will be in the description and linked in my Amazon storefront, just in case you have any questions. But starting off with some nail prep, I did have on a previous set before this, so I'm just getting into my nails and just buffing them out. You want to make sure that your natural nail has a little bit of grit to it so that the gelx glue can stick to it. Also, just getting rid of all the residual glue and just like other things on my nails that could potentially cause my nails to lift. This is a temporary set, so I wasn't going too ham into the nail prep, but if you want to see a video on that, definitely let me know. You can use your nail file. I just used a hand file for this one and it came out totally fine. Now for the actual nail prep, I did dehydrate my nails. I'm using the Model 1's version, and then once I was done fully dehydrating all of the nails, dehydrating your nails, just make sure that there are no residual oils or any like dirt or anything extra on your nail. You want completely clean and dry nails. After that, I'm going in with the Model 1's primer. This is going to make sure that your nails stick or that they last longer. I personally see a difference when I don't use primer, so I would highly recommend using the primer alongside the dehydrator, and luckily they come into a set. This is where I kind of cut corners a little bit because you're supposed to apply a slip layer of gel before you go with your actual like gelx application. I skipped it because I only had the set on for like literally less than 48 hours. To apply your gelx tip, you're going to take the nail glue and pull a little bit of it into the extension and then lightly press it, making sure that there are no air bubbles between your nail and the nail tip. I'm using the medium stiletto tips from gelx. Those are my favorite ones. You want to make sure that when you're fitting out your tips that they're fitting sidewall to sidewall, no gaps, because your nail can and will lift. I just repeated that step for just about every nail, and I made sure that I flash cured for at least 15 to 30 seconds. Once the tips are all applied to your hand and secured, then you're going to take your hand and put it under the big lamp for a full 60 seconds. You can do what I do and just put it in for 90 seconds. I make sure that my nails are fully cured because I am not risking it and I'm not getting contact dermatitis. Another helpful tip is that because your hands are going to be under a UV light for an extended period of time, I suggested you invest in a good pair of UV safe gloves. I got mine from Amazon. They're extremely inexpensive and so worth the investment. I'm just doing the same thing to the other hand, applying all my gelx extensions, making sure that I do not over flood the nail tip with gel, making sure that there is no pooling or air bubbles, flash curing those tips for 15 seconds, and then fully curing in the big lamp for 60 full seconds. I know I've been driving this point home this entire video, but this is the most crucial step, is making sure that you fully cure your nails. Uncured gel on raw nails or your raw hand is so dangerous and can lead to an allergic reaction, and I promise you it's not worth it. I know it seems like an extra labor, but that extra 30 seconds you spend curing your nail will save you from months and months and months of a horrible reaction. Going in with my base colors, I'm going with How Do You Neutral and Tea Time, both from D&D. Starting off with How Do You Neutral, I'm doing a thin coat because I actually did end up going in with 3 colors for base coat. I normally do 2 or just do 2 coats, but I just do a light layer. Luckily for D&D, their polishes are self-leveling, but you want to make sure that you're taking your time and really coating the nail from sidewall to sidewall. Once you're done fully coating, you want to cure that for the full 60 seconds before going in with your second top coat. I actually misspoke. The first 2 colors I actually went in was How Do You Neutral and Perfect Nude from D&D. This is what I'm currently using right now. I'm using Perfect Nude, applying a very thin layer and then fully curing that layer for 60 full seconds. I thought that I wanted the base color to be a little bit more opaque, so then I went in with Tea Time, which is the perfect like baby pink, pale pink. So I went over it with 1 thin coat because I didn't want them to be too thick. Once I fully applied that, I did put it under the UV lamp for 60 seconds. Now moving on to my like squiggle design, I did use Snowflake by D&D, and I just used a liner brush and I took my time. Luckily for this style, there wasn't anything technical. So I just did a bunch of random squiggle lines. You can just do whatever squiggle lines your heart desires. This is just a shape that I came up with, just randomly doing things. I did this on my pinky, and my middle finger is going to be kind of like the recurring design, and then the pointer finger and the ring finger are going to be something completely different. For the thumb, I just did a quick French tip, but I ended up changing my mind last minute, as you're going to see later on in the video. But I just did a quick little French tip, and that was enough. Before you move on, you are going to want to cure this for what? 60 seconds. Now moving on to the design on the pointer finger. I just done it with some rhinestone glue, and I just did a squiggly line. I made this one extra thick, and then I cured it for 30 seconds. I'm only curing for 30 seconds because I want the chrome to stick. And then for my chrome palette, I did get it from Amazon as well as everything else. Now using my rubber applicator, I prefer this over like an eyeshadow brush or a finger. I feel like it just applies it so much more smoothly. Once you're done with that, you're going to use a dry cotton round to just rub it in extra to give it that shiny effect. Top coat and then cure. For the 3D designs, I used this hard builder gel. I can't remember the name of the brand, but I just rolled them out. I'm going to say, learn from my mistakes. Please do not mess with uncured gel on your natural fingers. That is going and can and will lead to contact dermatitis. Make sure that you're using the proper gloves or applicators to do so. I didn't really show much of my design just because I kind of felt out of frame. For the hard builder gel, I did just trace where I did the squiggly lines. And then for my ring finger, I ended up trying this new design, which is the gold bow. I've been seeing it all over my Pinterest, so I decided to give it a try. Before you go in for any type of chrome, anything, you want to make sure that you're curing it. I cured mine for about 30 to 40 seconds. Once I was done with that, I applied my chrome just as normal, and then I went back in and cured that for the full 60 seconds. Then I went on with top coat, and then I cured it for 60 seconds yet again. I did go in on the parts that I did not use chrome with my Koopa gel top coat. I prefer this one over the top coat for Beetles. I use that one more so for my chrome, but the Koopa is just the perfect like glossy top coat. Once I was done, I cured everything for 90 seconds because I do not play about my nail health. And then once I was done, we're going to get in with the pearl designs. I used pearls and caviar beads, and then I go in with that same rhinestone glue. Getting to this point and looking at my nails, I definitely did a good job, especially for my first time doing that like bow design. I was very proud of that. But let's get into the creative portion of my nails. For this section of nail design, I actually just followed my inspo pics. I did draw them out beforehand just so I could know placement and I could understand exactly where I wanted to put everything, but I just really followed the pictures for the most part. When applying gems or any type of nail designs, you want to make sure that you are not curing your rhinestone gel. Once you cure it, it is now locked in place. It is not going anywhere. So use this time while the rhinestone glue is wet per se to move around designs and making sure that they're placed exactly where you want them. Once I placed all of my pearls and caviar beads in place, then I flash cured them, and then I went in with the big lamp and I cured them for a full 60 seconds. Once that was done, I applied my top coat, and then once top coat was done, I went in with my cuticle oil. For cuticle oil, I did use the Josie Marin Argan oil. You can use any oil that's moisturizing. That's my favorite one at the moment, and then you are all done. This is a super fun tutorial to film. I realized I haven't done any nail content on YouTube recently, so yeah, stay tuned for more nail designs. I had so much fun making this one. I hope you guys like it. If there's any questions, definitely leave them down in the comment section down below. I will try to answer them as best as I can, but as always, pretty girl, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.